So today I'm going to be explaining why people are not profitable yet, even though they are putting in so much effort in trying to learn how to trade. So first of all, a lot of people, they know how to actually trade and how to read the markets technically, but also fundamentally. They have their own style and they've backtested it, and it works when they are backtesting. But when they are live trading, it's not working and they're not getting actual profits out of the market, and that's all because of one thing. But who am I to be explaining about that stuff? I'm Oscar Madsen. I'm a funded trader and I also am a trading coach. So based off my experience from coaching, I'm going to explaining why I think people are not yet profitable even when they have a strategy that they've backtested and have tested to see if it's actually making a profit in the market. So for me, the actual reason is risk management and psychology. So even when you have the best strategy in the world, but if you don't have risk management, you're going to end up having too big of losses or losing streaks, and this is going to cause you to blow accounts and blow your own account. So overall, that's the first thing where a lot of people struggle. They want to be making money. That's the first thing. So what is that going to lead to? Well, that's going to lead to risking way too much than they actually need to be risking, because profitable is not about making money, it's about making money over the long term, right? So in 1 year you might want to have some profits. It's not about in one trade, and that's what a lot of people, where they go in the wrong, right? They look at a certain setup and they'll be risking a lot more than they should be if they are like an actual investor and they treat it like an actual business. Then they just be risking too much, and when they have a losing streak, which is completely normal, I can tell you that with a 40% win rate out of 100 trades, you have more than 20% that you'll have a losing streak of 10 trades. So there's a lot of risk involved with risking too much, because then you could easily blow up your accounts. If it is your own account, your prop firm account, whatever it is, you just need to be risking way less. Use a website, use an app, use ChatGPT in order to calculate with my win rate, with my risk to reward, how much do I need to risk per trade in order to be able to absorb those losing streaks, because that's where a lot of people go in the wrong. And when you're able to absorb those losing streaks and go through them, boom, you're already one step further. So that's the first thing. The second thing is psychology and consistency. And those are actually like two different things, but I'm going to put them together because I think that consistency is also very, very important. If you're risking 2% on a trade and next time 1.5%, then it's not going to add up, because if you're consistent with a 40% win rate but a 3 risk reward, so you are profitable in the long run, and you're risking 2% on a trade but you loses that trade, and then you start risking maybe 1%, then in the end, if you hit a loss and you hit a take profit, you're going to have 1% in profit, right? If you first lose the one trade with 2% loss and the second trade you take with a 1% risk and you make 3%, then in total you would be up 1%. But if you just would have risked the 2% and be consistent with your risk, then you would be up 4%. And that's already a big difference, because then you can already handle 2 more losses. So that's just one small difference that is actually going to cause you to have less profits and sometimes more losses. And that's why I would advise you to find your perfect risk and stick to that risk. Do not do 1% on this day or 1% on that day and 2% on another day because the markets looks a bit different. Treat every single trade that you take the same way with the same risk, because then you're going to be consistent, you're going to have consistent data, and you're going to actually see what is the reason to you having or not being profitable. And that's also with the psychology, because the psychology is needed, or you need to be mentally strong in order to keep on being consistent and trust in your system. So you've already backtested your strategy, so you know in the long run it will make money. And of course sometimes there will be losing streaks, but you need to we already saw that you need to be able to cover the losing streaks and then need to be able to recover, right? So with that in mind, you then need to have trust in your system. So let's say you're down 10 trades, right? You have a losing streak of 10 trades. Then you need to have the mindset in order to keep on risking the same amount and keep on trusting your system and keep on looking at the market consistently in the same way over and over again in order to recover from those losses. And this is all just mechanically, and that's why the top three things for me is work on your psychology, make a consistent plan about your trading. And also the first thing that I explained is to be able to cover up your losing streaks. So calculate them, calculate what is the percentage that I get that amount of a losing streak, and you need to be able to cover. For me, I have a 40% win rate, 42%, and out of 100 trades with a 3 risk reward, I have a 16 or 20% win rate chance that I will have a 20 consecutive losing streak. So I'm always keeping in mind that I need to be able to cover a 20 trade losing streak, because otherwise there's a chance that I might lose it all or lose a lot with that losing streak, which has a 20% chance of happening throughout 100 trades. And I take 100 trades a year, so every single year I would lose everything, and that doesn't make any sense. So those are the three main things, and if you work on that, then you're already one step ahead. And you need to be super honest with yourself, be consistent, look at your data, and try to just be open and learn from all of your mistakes, and then everything should stack up on each other in order for you to be profitable in the end. So that was it, guys. I hope you liked it, and if you have any ideas for future videos, make sure to comment it down below. Ciao.